I don't know about you, Madison. I don't know about you. But if I'm meeting a girl and I'm interested in her and she reveals to me, by the way, your competition is I'm currently in a friends with benefits, I'm fucking 3 to 5 other dudes. Oh my God. That's not a girl I'm pursuing. Like, live your life, but goodbye. I'm not interested in that. So I don't know how you feel about that, but like, for me, the thresholds, like to me, that's way beyond the threshold of what I would accept. So I want a girl who's properly single when I meet her. Like, if you're even sleeping with one dude, it's a wrap.
Sorry.
Was that like a disagree?
No. That was just like, excuse me.
Okay.
Just like breathing.
Okay. If a girl's sleeping with one guy, that's automatic disqualification. If I meet you and there's another guy in the picture that you're fucking, automatic disqualification. That's not even my threshold though. My threshold is, are you like, if you're dating multiple men, even if you're not sleeping with them, I'm not even interested.
Yeah, for me, if you're dating multiple men, that's like, I'm like, you know, unless it's like, oh, I went on a date with this guy because I'm trying to find a husband, you know, it was all this stuff. But if you're sleeping with like a guy every other night, every other week, I'm just like, you're just not the girl for me. I mean, now if a girl, when we talked about this one point, I want to make one caveat, and this is the exception to the rule. But if I meet a phenomenal girl and she has a boyfriend, I do not give a shit. If he is not my friend, I will take her.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
If she's not married, I'm like, and so she's like, I'm like, that's a great girl. I would be interested, but
I don't know.
For the majority of the time, if a girl is sleeping with another guy, or especially if she is sleeping with lots of guys, that's an instant no for me.
There's a lot of fish in the sea. Like I get it, but there's a lot of fish in the sea. I don't like to step on toes.
And there's the whole thing.
I don't like to step on toes because there's some crazy motherfuckers out there.
There are, and this is one other thing. I mean, this is like a biblical principle. It is like, if a man is scorned in this way, like there's nothing that can hold back his rage. And like, let's say that,
right. Yeah.
You know, let's say that if I was dating a girl and she got like super drunk or whatever, was that out for whatever. No girl I date like goes out and gets super drunk. But let's say it was an exception to a rule, whatever. Like she was out for her friends, like bridal shower, and some guy walked up to her and kissed her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, get away from me." I'm going to jail, because like I would forgive her. I'd be like, okay, that's okay. But that guy's brakes are all of a sudden going to go out in his car and he's going to fucking die. Like it's just, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Like if a guy touches my girl, it's over. I mean, like,
protector.
Because I was gonna say like, for me, like, I know you said if the girl's like super amazing but she's got a boyfriend, it sounds like you would still try to pursue her. For me,
it's my friends, because my friends all have great girlfriends. I'll never.
For me,
never encroach.
Like, there's some crazy dudes out there. If you try to infiltrate, like bro, you can get clipped. Like, I'm not trying to get clipped for pussy, you know. Like, it's not. Even my wife, I'm not like, she could be my future wife. There's plenty of fish in the sea. She's got a boyfriend. I'm not gonna step on any toes, because there's a lot of unhinged people out there, and you don't know.
And man, I do respect that.
And I don't want to see you get clipped.
I don't want to die.
We need you back in Congress. Okay? We can't have you getting clipped because this is a really nice girl you like.
Well, chat, how do we feel about that? If you meet the girl of your dreams, she meets all your metrics, but she has a boyfriend, would you pursue?
You're gonna try to. You're gonna snipe her, or what's it called? You're gonna try to. What's it called?
I have a question.
Swoop. Are you gonna swoop? I don't think you swoop. I think if she's got a boyfriend, you don't swoop. I don't think you swoop.
No.
You don't swoop. It ain't worth it.
I am in the minority. I'm gonna have to really have some self. I'm gonna have to think about this.
What if she leaves you for another guy? Yeah. The way she left her boyfriend.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
Do what you gotta do. What is it? How you meet them is how they leave, or how you get them is how.
Yes.
That's okay. Did you say if she has a boyfriend, you will pursue her, but if she's sleeping with somebody, you will not pursue her? Is that what you said?
I was saying, like, in a very rare case, if a girl has a boyfriend and she's great, I would consider pursuing her.
But you would assume that she's also
if a girl is just like sleeping around with like a different guy, like on Monday, Wednesday, or every other week, or whatever.
What if she's sleeping with one guy, but they're not officially
For
dating?
me, even if it's one guy, it's deal breaker. Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't want a girl with a lot of experience. I really don't. I'm like, I understand. I'm probably it's hard to find a virgin in these kind of days, but like I don't want to grow with like a 10 body count type
she
thing.
has a boyfriend.
I have a question because you guys both said that you guys wouldn't even consider dating a girl if she was even sleeping with like more than one guy or seeing
Even
another
one guy.
guy.
Even more.
Would you guys hold the same standards like for yourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I think that's fair.
I think if well, the equivalent would be, do I think it's fair for a woman to not want to date a guy who's sleeping with another woman? Yes, absolutely. That's totally reasonable. I don't have a double standard on this, but my view is, I want a woman's undivided romantic and sexual attention. From if I go on a first date, like our first time meeting, and there's other dudes in the picture, you got other dates planned down the pipeline, you're sleeping with another dude, I'm not the guy for you.
So
I want your
What was she doing before
immediate.
she met you in that case?
What's
Just
that?
Waiting? What was she doing before you met you in that case?
It's
Was
really
she
not
just-
that hard to be properly single. Like, you don't
Just
gotta be.
waiting for you?
If you're fucking a dude, my
if she's
question
going
is,
on a date with-
why aren't you trying to get wifed up by the dude? Why aren't you trying to be in a? Why are you fucking 3, 4, 5
Well,
dudes?
no,
It
I'm
only
not talking
takes
about-
one
Okay,
to
not
be
too
married.
Not too much.
I'm not talking about fucking because you said if she's got like dates lined up and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But if she's dating, she went on a date with you. Why wouldn't she consider other
Right.
other
So
people like
if-
dinner?
Sure, I can get that. Like if she had already preferably she's properly single, but I can see in some scenario, probably most scenarios, especially if you meet on dating apps, for example, where I meet her, she's probably has a lot of, even average women can have like a date every single night of the week if they're so inclined. My thing is, if I go on a first date with you, if you want a second date, the other dudes have to be a wrap. It has to be. Let me just finish. Let me
That's
just
what I'm
finish.
saying.
Like if I go on a first date with you and you like me and you want to go on a second date, the other dudes have to be a wrap. You can't be fucking well, look, if you fucked a guy the day before we went on a date, I'm probably not that interested in you.
Valid.
Whether a girl reveals that or not, that's another question. I hope she does, and I hope that's not the type of girl I end up on a date on. But if I go on a first date and you want a second date with me, all the other dudes has to be a wrap. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
Wait, quick question.
Go ahead.
Would you tell her that you would, like, when you go on the date with her,
Mm-hmm.
would you say, hey, on the second date, like, or if we decide that we want to see each other again, do you communicate
Sure.
to her that, or do you just expect?
So,
you know?
when I used to be on dating apps, yes. However, my new standard now is because I'm in the content creation game. Somebody's DM, whatever. I'm gonna ask up front. Are you properly single? Are you seeing another guy? Are you dating another guy? Are you sleeping with another guy? And tell me, because cool, we're not right for each other.
And it's better, yeah, exactly.
But I'd rather know up front. I'm not, because like I'm very, I'm not like interested in like, okay, let's do a 6-month situationship and no, like I want your undivided romantic sexual attention. So I'm gonna be like,
Which is
kind of focused in on the girl.
So
Yeah.
And I'm pretty, just to answer your question as well, I'm pretty like forward with like my expectations. Like, hey, this is kind of what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. But I don't even think I'd bring that up because there's really not a girl that I'd be interested in marrying.
Yeah.
Right.
That like if like
you're gonna
we
have a
went on
vetting
our
process.
first date, like our first interaction, and then she's like, well, I'm still just gonna go try, see how these other guys
Yeah,
are.
you're gonna have phone calls
kind of
between there and
respect
everything.
that because I feel like everyone has their standards, and that's okay.
Sure.
Not everyone is going to meet your expectations as long
Yeah.
as you communicate it and don't put any kind of expectations or have someone read your mind or don't ever don't ever bash on someone because they didn't meet your expectations if you didn't communicate them.
Exactly.
So I respect
Oh, I get
that
it.
you're very
I'm not gonna like
exactly
try to change
And
a chick if she's fucking
exactly.
with other
There's
dudes.
people for you and there's people for
She ain't
her.
the girl.
And if you guys are not meant for each other, that's cool.
Yeah, but
just
I'll
be
ask up
honest.
front. I'll
Yeah.
be like, if I'll
And
hop on
would
a
you
phone
end
call.
it if she said,
What do you mean?
if someone said,
If I'm talking to a girl
oh,
and
I
she's
just
like,
want to date you and see if I'm still
no.
dating other people.
I used to deal with like low interest, medium interest women. Not anymore. I only deal with high interest women. It's not worth my time.
So I have a
If you got multiple dudes and you're kind of on I don't want a girl who's a fence sitter. I want a girl who's like, I really like you, Brian. Fuck the other dudes.
How does she know
You're-
she
know that
likes
on
you
the
after
first
one
date?
date?
Right.
No, it's even before the first date. before the
How do
first
you know
date.
somebody before
Bro,
you
they're
go on a
sliding into the
date?
DMs like they're interested.
How are
They're
you gonna know you're
interested, but
gonna
do
want to
they
get
like
married? On the,
you?
like, how are you gonna know that you're
you.
gonna want to see this person exclusively only on the first date?
Yeah.
That's why divorce rate is
Anybody
just
can
so
do
high
that.
right
Exactly.
now. I'm
You're
not
not
even
gonna
kidding.
start
Look,
dating
how's
look,
the
you guys,
compatibility?
look, I get you guys might think
I
that
get
this
it,
is
though.
like kind of crazy, but
No.
how many people out here are complaining about men don't want to commit? I'm in a 6-month situationship.
I
He's
completely
fucking
get
other
that.
chicks. Like, you might think that this is like a really crazy way to approach this, but I actually think it's incredibly effective because I'm like, yo, I don't want you seeing other dudes. I'm not gonna like play this game where
It
I'm
saves
cool
your
with you
time.
fucking
I
other.
think so,
When-
too.
when you have
I don't
the
want, because I know exactly what I want. I don't want a girl who's fucking other guys. I'm not gonna be cool with that. I know that. I'm gonna tell you that up front. I want you properly single, and I want you only seeing me. That's
Was
it.
she properly single if she was on a dating app whenever y'all
Yeah.
met?
Preferably, I don't want to even date a girl who's on dating apps, to be honest.
Well, I was just wondering because you mentioned.
But no,
that.
most girls on dating apps have like they're exploring their options. They're going on like
Which I mean, I feel
multiple
like-
dates a week, so that's not really.
Right, so is
I
that
used
not
to be on
properly
dating
single?
apps, and it
But
was
how
brutal.
how does she find you?
Yeah, no,
Somebody
exactly.
that she wants
Shit,
to be
slide
loyal
into
with.
they slide into the
long-term.
DMs.
I know, but
Well,
how is she
that's
gonna
what I
find
said.
you if she's not open to dating in the first place?
What-
That was my
Because if
question
she's
earlier.
properly single and you don't want her to be dating around, that means y'all would have never met and y'all would have never been on a date.
Exactly.
Well, I
Because
mean,
you don't
and
want someone
I realize
that's
that this
dating
is
around.
so. I realize that I'm in this kind of unique position that probably doesn't apply to a lot of like the average guy because I'm out there in the ether when it comes to content creation. So, like I do have like there's women who will slide into the DMs because I'm out. I've been doing content creation for 10 plus years. Like, so I do have that sort of privilege, I guess, when it comes to sourcing women who like are interested in me just because of my
So when you go
public
on a first,
presence.
when you go on a first date, how many first dates do you have lined up?
Huh?
When you go on a first date and you're interested in someone.
Oh, I'm
all
pretty
the girls-
selective, so I'm not like trying to go on like. I like when I was like if I'm single, like maybe it depends really. I mean,
If you like them.
I don't like going on a lot of first dates, so maybe like 1 or 2 a month, maybe.
What do you
I'm not,
What do you
I'm
like
busy.
about someone before you meet them?
Right.
Their looks. I mean, I always would do a phone call with somebody first, but like when I was on dating
You
apps,
really got to FaceTime these days because with Facetune,
Yeah.
Oh,
you get
absolutely.
fucked over.
Yeah, these-
Yeah, I've seen
You
that
can
happen
read
to a lot of
vibe better
guys.
over
Coming
But I mean,
FaceTime
how much do you
girls.
learn
very
about
good.
them
Take them
in
to the pool.
one or two calls or whatever before you meet them?
I think you can get a
Get a
pretty good
vibe.
sense of somebody, but
Get a
I mean, it's
vibe.
not perfect, but
Yeah, but as long as you get the vibe, I mean, that makes sense.
yeah.